Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This is the past, the present, and the future of your love life. If you're interested in finding that out, keep on watching. Now, I've made 3 readings here. It's a timeless reading, so whenever you get into it is good. And each one of them has got a deeper dive. So the past part of it is about something perhaps long ago past, but something that's got to do with your love life right now. Perhaps a past relationship that you had, or some event that happened after a relationship. Let's put it that way. But it's got something to do with what you're going through right now in your love life. Now, the present part of it is what you're going through right now, but of course you know what that is. It's the deeper stuff that's behind that, that's got to do with the past thing, right? And then the future part of it, what is it that's coming in next? That's going to be in a deeper dive and an extended reading. So if you find that the past and the present is your story, could be a story, you might want to get the future part of it to find out what's coming in. And I'll get timelines out for what's coming in as well, possible timelines for that. So I've made 3 readings here. If you're interested in that deeper dive future part of it, toward the end of each of the readings, I'm popping a link up there. You can find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. And that's where you can also find the timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take a pick. Which one do you want? Would you like the crystal? This is a selenite. Would you like the flower? Frangipani? Or the shell? This cute brown shell here. Take your pick now. Don't forget to click on like on this video down there. Leave a comment. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell as well to hear more from me. Would love to have you on board on my channel so I can pick up on your energies. And maybe the next one will be even closer to your story than more general kind of stuff. So enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, and this one's for you, crystals, let's do your past, present, and future of your love life reading. Now in this video I'm going to do the past and the present part of it, the past being some point in your past that's got something to do with your love life at the moment. So it's not necessarily the past, and probably won't be the past of your recent connection or your recent past. It's more likely to be just something, maybe another relationship, maybe something in other parts of your life in the past that has some kind of sway in your love life right now, and how it relates, you know, to what's going on now. The present part will be what's going on now, the deeper aspect of all of that. And if that resonates with you, you might want to get the deeper dive, the extended reading, because then I'm going to go into what's coming in for you in the future. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So first of all, I'm going to get you some general cards out about what this reading is all about, and then we'll get into it. So what's this reading all about? The noble one, always doing the right thing. Oh, do you sometimes do the right thing and then you end up like not getting what you want as a result of it? That could be a story. Let's find out more. The noble one. Or is this talking about someone else? Noble. Expression. Doing the right thing, saying the right thing, expressing yourself clearly or not expressing yourself, holding yourself back to do the right thing. I think, I don't know, I know we always want to be aligned with our morals and our integrity and all of that kind of stuff, but sometimes it's not much about that, but more about kind of deferring to other people. There needs to be an aspect, especially in love, well, in everything really, of when we will actually go for what it is that we want and claim what it is that we want, and not always hold ourselves back. You've got stillness out here. So yeah, sometimes when you don't do the right thing and meditate, so you're holding back to be the noble one rather than expressing yourself and what it is that you want, and that's kind of going against you. So let's get into that. Let's tell us about some point in Crystal's past that has something to do with what's going on in the love lives at the moment. Some significant point in Crystal's past that has something to do with the love life right now. Starting out with the 5 of Wands, so competitive. Oh, someone walked away, I see. Okay, so someone was competitive and you kind of liked, I think you liked that energy of being in competition with someone. So this is a relationship that you got into with someone that was kind of competitive, and so they were kind of like a peer, and it was kind of fun to be competitive with them, like one-upping each other, that kind of thing. It feels like a fun thing to me, like you could play games with them and want to win, that kind of thing. It's kind of like a friendship, feels like a friendship. There's gone to romance as well, but there's that competitive nature in there. But then there was a walking away. Okay. It just feels like a fun relationship. It feels like perhaps one that you were in when you were younger. Doesn't have to be that. I mean, a lot of us still have that fun side when we're older, but had that youthful kind of energy about it. I don't know whether it's got anything to do with the walking away. It perhaps hasn't. Let's see. Tell us about the Five of Wands. What about this competitive nature? Ten of Swords. Painful ending. Okay. Oh, it blew up in your face. That competitive, I thought it might have done, hey. It blew up in your face, so... and perhaps they ended it, and they might have given you that as the reason. It's like, it just feels like you're always competing with me, and... yeah, someone might not have enjoyed being a peer on a level with you, because there's very much that feeling here, like mates and mess around. Someone's ego might have been that they couldn't stand that, they had to be the man or something, had to be the one on top, earning more money, winning. That's what it could be. Yes, it doesn't have to be the playful kind of thing. It could be that you are a peer, perhaps working at a par kind of thing, and perhaps your income rose above theirs, and it broke the relationship up. It led to a painful ending. So you doing well led to a painful ending. That's not a very good message to get, is it, from the universe? Like, I do well, I lose, I don't get love for it, so you won in some kind of way, or you did better than them in some kind of way, and they couldn't stand it. Their ego couldn't take it, and that's not just ego. That's not just. It could be the stories that they're telling themselves. They could have always been put down. They could have been like called a girl or something when they weren't doing very well, and so the reaction to that is like, I always have to be better. Like prove myself. They could have been told that they always need, that they always do need to come out on top, that kind of thing. So not necessarily something that they've made up themselves. I mean, it's baggage that they've got from something else. So, oh dear. Well, that's not good. So I'm thinking that you got a message from that, kind of like, I'm not allowed to shine. I'm not allowed to have good things. I'm not allowed to do really well, because what if it makes them feel bad and they leave me? What if I lose love? So I have to do badly to be loved, is what the kind of message. So sexual energy is behind that. It could have made them quite fiery. Or refuse. Oh, refused. Oh, okay. So made them feel less of a man. We're definitely talking about a man here for sure. Because this doesn't happen with women, right? But they refuse their sexual energy then. So it kind of emasculated them. Yeah, so no wonder you've got hang-ups about that now, about doing really well. It led to them walking away. So they left you as a result of it. First of all, withdrawing their sexual energy from you. No longer attracted if they couldn't be the big man and the one on top kind of thing, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like they're the one that the provider, or the one that's earning more, or the one that is stronger, the one that wins in some kind of a way. So they walked away, Eight of Cups, Queen of Swords, and you're like, well, off you go then. So a part of you was pushing them away as well. You were like, I'm not standing for this behavior. So it feels to me like they withdrew their sexual energy first, and then there was arguments that ensued, very painful ending. They walk away, and you're like, you might have sent them away, in fact. Walk away, but yeah, definite parting of the ways. I think a mutual kind of thing like this isn't working. But I think the problem here is what you took away from it. The lesson that you took away from it perhaps wasn't a lesson that was intended, burden, a big burden to you. What you took away from it was a burden to you. So just unlike children, this is what we do. We're not much different when we're adults. We make a logical deduction from what's gone on, and yours in this case would be like, I can't do well, or I can't have nice things, or I can't have love and be a winner, or I can't It's not okay to have a peer. Now, it's not okay with that person, and it's not okay with other people. But with some people, it is okay. Some people are looking for that. Some people don't need that to be coming on top. They can be quite secure in themselves and have someone by their side, you know. So this was about someone being insecure about themselves, and it was about nothing else. But it feels to me like that's not what you took from it. You didn't take from it, next time I'll be sure to look for someone that's secure in themselves instead. That's not the lesson that you got from it. The lesson you got from it was something that worked against you, something that was a burden to you, like, I can't do well. Well, this relationship, it started off very romantic. Cupid's arrow struck, and you thought, like, sexual chemistry was great. It was very romantic, and you thought, wow, this is it. This feels really good, this relationship. But yeah, and you might have flourished in it as well as a result. And then when you start flourishing, that's when it went wrong, you know. And that can be really hard to take, because then, of course, you've got the evidence, don't you? Well, it's only when I started doing well that things started going wrong. That's when it went wrong. And that's when you can really turn it against yourself in that kind of way. What else? Unfortunately, I think a lot of women have experienced this. Go deeper. Okay, go deeper. What this is saying is you need to look more closely at this relationship. Look back and look more closely at it, because there was the warning signs there of the insecurity. Now, you might not have put two and two together like I just did. Like, this wasn't about anything else. This was about their insecurity. When we're secure in ourselves, we love it when people do well. And even when people do badly, it doesn't bother us either. But when we're insecure, we're bothered about when people do well. We're also bothered about when people do badly as well. When we're insecure, we feel like it's dragging us down. We're like resistant to everything. It's like they're not all right and they're not all right kind of thing. We're pretending that our peers are all right, but really nobody's all right to us when we're in that insecure place. Yeah, so perhaps you need to look back at this relationship in the past and see that there were some warning signs there about the insecurity. You will have seen signs of that insecurity coming out before your glow up, their blow up came about. Freedom. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that you set yourself free from this relationship. This would be very burdensome to stay in. Feels like it was you, because of that Queen of Swords. It feels like it was you that ended it. Hope. Well, you might have held hope that you could have got back together or something. Perhaps because of the sexual chemistry, or perhaps because it was good at the start. Yeah, I do believe that you did grow in this relationship. Like you kind of thrived in it, which ended up being the problem, right? What else? So you still had some hope for this relationship, or you hope for great things at the start, perhaps. Old wounds. Oh yeah, they brought up old wounds in you, and isn't that what happens? We get into these relationships, they're not exactly right for us, but what they do is they poke at those old wounds that we've had. So this person was poking at a wound that you'd got, right, from before. And so perhaps at school, perhaps if you did well at school, you weren't like rejoiced perhaps as much as a boy in your class was that did worse than you. He might have been like, oh, well done, Billy, or whatever his name was, and you were kind of left out, and that was like, ouch. And then the same things kind of happened again. So this person poked your wound. They're like, I'm doing really well. You know, it's like the I'm doing really well, and then you just get ignored for it, or worse still, you get punished for it by someone who you think loves you, right? So that left you with a fear of commitment. You're committed to this person. Yeah, you could have been committed to this person. It's left you with a fear of commitment. The love was there. They were loving you as best they could, but that's not enough. It's not enough, you know. I feel like you grew in this relationship, and yeah, and then you found out how insecure they were. It happens. Consider your foundation. There was something in the foundations of this. So you need to look back at this and go deeper and see what those red flags were about insecurity. Both about in your insecurity of not being seen and appreciated when you do well, you know, being discounted for when you do well, but also the foundations of this relationship. There were signs there from the start. Built on dodgy foundations. I'll be able to look back and recognize that. Practice compassion. Right. So you were compassionate within this relationship, which is, you perhaps tried to make this okay, you know, when you were doing well, but they didn't have the compassion for you. And you can't do it for the other person. You can't have enough compassion for the both of you. You can't. So if they didn't have the compassion for you, then there's something severely lacking there. You need to be with someone that's got compassion. That's fundamental to a relationship, don't you think? I do. I think it's fundamental to a relationship. If someone doesn't have compassion, they are just, no, you cannot have a relationship with them. So as much as you might have thought that this was true love, the love card coming out twice there, because I take this love card as being true love as well. It's, if someone doesn't have compassion, then that's not true love. That's not unconditional love. This was very conditional love. And while the conditions were right, you thought it was true love. And then as soon as those conditions were tested and it showed it wasn't love, that shows that it's not true love. Do you understand? The conditions were right. That's conditional love. That's not true love. That's conditional love. Just because you got the conditions right at the start, perhaps, doesn't mean that this was true love. In a way, you were lucky that the conditions changed and you got to see the true colors. Well, so that's the past. Now, how's that affecting your present? Are you holding yourself back abundantly in your business, in your career? How well you're doing? How good you are? How well you're looking after yourself? How strong you are in order to get into a relationship? Because that kind of experience could lead to that kind of behavior in you now. Let's see. What's going on in your love life right now, Crystal? It's Queen of Swords. There you are again. Big boundaries. Got big boundaries, right? Queen of Swords. The one that cut this person out. An Ace of Pentacles. You got something big starting off right now, but I bet there's fear around it. It's like, what if when the conditions change, they withdraw their love from me? Queen of Swords. So you've got big boundaries now. Why? Because of the unknown. It's like, well, you were pretty sure about this person. Well, were you though? Because you need to look back at this relationship. You need to do some of that work there. Take the time to do that after you've watched this reading, to look back, really think about that relationship, especially the start, because there were signs there. You think it's so unknown now and you need to have your barriers up. With this person that's coming in, whoever you've got coming in now, or you're single and you've got your barriers up completely to everyone, but there's just so much unknown about it, and it's like, well, what if it changes? There's a part of you that isn't taking responsibility for that past. In other words, you think it's something that just happened to you, and it kind of is. It kind of is, because I don't think, unless you know, you don't know, right? Unless you've had that experience before, and you've got the wisdom from that about insecurities and how they show up and stuff like that, then you wouldn't have picked it. So can you pick it now? And anyway, you don't know. Like, you can't tell. You can't tell if someone is an unconditional lover. In fact, I think everyone is conditional. I think everyone is conditional. I think that's a good place to be, conditional relationships. I think some of us can unconditionally love, but unconditional relationships, I don't think anyone can do that. I don't think anyone can love in a romantic relationship unconditional. I don't think it's healthy to either. So you couldn't have predicted that when the circumstances change, they'd show themselves to be an unconditional lover. Now you're headed into the unknown here, and so you've got your boundaries up, and you're like, well, what if this changes? And I don't think you can preempt it. I don't think any of us can. Because we try and choose better and better and better for ourselves. That's conditional, right? So when we choose better and better and better for ourselves, then more of the conditions are going to be right. Well, what when those conditions change? Could you break up? Absolutely. Could you be the instigator of the breakup? Well, I would hope so, yeah. If they're not the right person for you anymore, isn't that what we want? Isn't that a good thing? I think so. I think so. I'm living in a country here where the divorce is very rare, and there's a hell of a lot of people in really bad relationships as a result, and so much cheating. They stay together and just cheat, and it's chaos. It's chaos that I see. Like, divorce has been a very good thing, especially because we live so long now, and we grow, and hopefully you grow, and we can grow apart. So self-love is behind this. So you've been doing the self-love thing. That's really good. But maybe your boundaries are a little bit high here with that Queen of Swords coming out straight away there. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. There's nothing saying, hey, crystals, you should be able to get into a forever relationship. Who says that? Hardly anyone can do it. So who says that we should be able to do that, you know? So is it okay that it's unknown? Can you still get into relationships anyway and enjoy them for however long they are? Something to think about. Ace of Pentacles, this could be the big one though. Like you've got lots of compatibility with this person, strong feelings for them. You see a happily ever after with them. But what if conditions change again and they turn on me? What if I get really successful? Will we grow apart? Well, or the Knight of Swords, they're coming in pretty swiftly as well. Time is running out. You've got someone coming in here with a love offer and making a move towards you very soon. You could be getting nervous about that. You're feeling them coming towards you and you're like, but I don't know yet whether they're the one. Well, they're the one right now, aren't they? You can't predict the future. You really can't. We can all grow in ways that we have no idea. And even though we can think like logically, like, where do I think I'm headed next? We don't know that. Like stuff that's happened in my life. Some of it, yeah, some of it I could have predicted. Most of it, no. Most of it has been kind of random and really good. But there's been a lot of challenges along the way, you know. So you have this big relationship coming in. It's all good. Take it slow, right? You fear that they're coming in really fast here, Knight of Swords, and you're going to kind of be bamboozled. Well, take it at your own speed. And remember, you make decisions every step of the way too. Every step of the way. You can say yes today and then you can say no tomorrow. You're allowed to do that. You're even allowed to commit and then withdraw that commitment. Divorce. Perhaps you were married to this person and got divorced, or perhaps you've been married to someone else and divorced, and you don't want to do that again. You don't want to divorce again. Who would? It's a horrible process, right? You really get to know someone and you divorce them. We should go through divorce at the start and then get married. Then we'd really know them. I've been divorced once. Yes. Enough said. Okay. Tell us more about the present for crystals. It's that old, someone's toxic. When you're kind of living with them, like a parasite. When you're kind of living with them, just like a parasite, they hurt you a little bit, right? The parasite's hurting a little bit, but you're pretty much living together. That's what the parasite does, right? It doesn't hurt you enough to kind of kill you, but it just kind of drains you a little bit, and it hurts a little bit. But when you realize it's there and then you take that medication or you try and pull that parasite out, that's when it injects its poison. That's when it gets really nasty. That's when it tries to kill you. And that's divorce for you. Like pulling a tick off, like getting rid of a parasite. It is exactly what it is. Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. I think that's the go-ahead from the universe to get into this relationship, right? You guys, you don't want to know what the future is, aren't you? I can see it. It's in here. You want to know what the future is. All this reading is saying that you want to know what that future part of this reading is. You're going to be getting the deeper dive for this, I'm sure, or interested in getting that, even if you don't. For that confirmation, you know, if that's what's in there. If that's what's in there. Tell us more for crystals. Make time for self-love. So keep on doing the self-loving thing. You've got self-love here, which has caused you to have more boundaries now to getting into relationships. So you're slower to get into them, which is really good. Keep on making that time for self-love. So even though you're fearing this person coming in super fast, you can slow it down. You can make time for that. And take a reality check right now. Right now, today, after you've watched this video, please do that. And perhaps after you've watched the deeper dive, do that. Go deeper into this past relationship. Your clues are in this past relationship here. Of what to look out for about insecurities, because you need to look out for it again. Anything that flies under our radar can, or to put it another way, a lesson that you went through, but you didn't get the right wisdom from it, you didn't get the right answer, you didn't learn the right thing from it, will come up again because it's still in your energy. So take a reality check and ask yourself, does this person have those insecurities? Have I seen them already? You know, that comes out in things like they can't laugh at themselves when they make a mistake. They start getting mad and snapping at other people. There's just little clues like that someone's got the insecurity in there, especially around people that are below them and people that are above them. How are they around authority? How are they around like people in menial jobs, that kind of thing? How do they treat waiters and waitresses and things like that? There's clues. There's always clues there. And so I feel like looking back at this relationship, at the start of that relationship, and asking yourself, were there clues there, will help you take a reality check here now, because I think you might be scaring yourself for no reason. And hopefully you are choosing someone that has done some inner work, that isn't that insecure. We've all got insecurities, but some haven't done any of the work on that, and they just keep on reacting and pushing it on everyone else, So you're looking for balance here. Has your person got balance? Perhaps, because the card's coming out. Are you feeling balanced? Have they got balance too? Are they managing themselves emotionally? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone to trust. Do you trust them? And have they earned that trust? Have they shown you that they deserve to be trusted? Are they trustworthy? Have they shown that in many different situations? Maybe you need to see your person in more situations too. I always say, like, you need to say no to your person, even if it's always a yes to them. You need to say no just to see how they react to a no. You need to see them in different situations, like I said, with authority, with people that are doing menial jobs or something like that. Put them in all kinds of situations to test them. I remember, like, the guy that I really like, I watched him make a silly mistake one time, and it was really interesting to me, his reaction. It's like, what, is he going to beat himself up for it? Is he going to lash out at someone else? But he laughed at himself. I'm like, good. That shows security, right? That shows security. Have they earned your trust? Is this person balanced? Take this reality check. You need to soothe yourself about this person, especially with regards to what was going on with this past person, right? Kind of prove to yourself that it's not the same. Or if it is the same, of course, recognize that too. Self-worth. Trust them. Self-worth, it can show, I'm talking about your person here. Have they got self-worth? It shows itself in the finances. Finances are a reflection of our self-worth, so how someone's feeling about themselves and how worthy they are shows in that. It shows in how what they'll allow, treatment from others, that kind of thing as well, self-worth. So do they have that self-worth? Disillusionment. So yeah, I know this past relationship, you were like, but they were good at the start, and I thought it was going to work, and I thought I had all of these things, and it wasn't. They weren't what they seemed to be. You've got naughtiness and giving out here as well. Now, naughtiness, you know how, first of all, I was picking up on the playfulness of that relationship? Like, probably at first, the Five of Wands energy, that competitiveness might have been fun. It felt like a peer kind of a fun thing, and you thought, oh, this is really good, this is really cool. Someone that's on my level and I can have fun with, until it hit their pain point, right? Whatever that was from their past, until it hit their pain point, until you got better than them at something that made them feel really insecure about themselves, and then it blew up. So with this naughtiness, I'm feeling like your current person, your latest squeeze, your bow here that you got your eye on, or that's coming in fast, or kind of pushing you perhaps for a relationship, they've got a bit of a playful side to them, and you're seeing that, reading that as competitiveness, and that might be freaking you out, right? Because of your past experiences. Now, you've also got giving here as well. Someone that gives a lot of themselves. A bit of a red flag here to look out for. Sometimes people are very giving when they have got a lack of self-worth. Some people will give more than they've got kind of thing, as a people pleasing kind of thing. So just be careful that your person's not trying to please you too much. Oh, the giving bit, not trying to please you too much. It might be like, you might be thinking, oh yeah, this is really nice, it's my time to receive, and it's really nice that they give me a lot of things, and I've always given a lot in relationships before, and that's really nice that they're giving to me. But you need to take a reality check on that. Is it a sign of insecurity? Because some of the most generous people are the ones that have the least self-worth. They're giving away what they haven't got kind of thing. They don't put themselves first. So do make sure that this person is self-loving, because that is kind of fundamental to a really good relationship too. Compassion, of course, too. Okay, what else can we tell you about your current circumstances? You've got forgiveness here. You need to forgive that person from the past. They just had like stuff going on from the childhood, probably. Stuff that they were taught you need to forgive them. It wasn't about you. It wasn't like they were cool and balanced and secure around everyone else, but it was your fault. It wasn't that. So you need to forgive them for having the baggage and having that stuff going on. Simple acts of kindness. I like this. You know how I was talking about the giving and how it can show like a lack of self-worth? Simple acts of kindness, this can show something different, right? So if your person is showing like really simple acts of kindness, if they do the little things rather than grand gestures and stuff like that, the grand gesture thing, the big demonstrations, you know, that can show the lack of self-worth. It can be an earning kind of thing. But if someone just does like small nice things for people, simple acts of kindness, that can, unless someone's kind of taught themselves to do that, that can show a more of an authentic kind of a giving thing. I think you guys are, I felt very explainy in this. I think, what's the word? You guys know a little bit too much, over-analyzing people and situations. And no wonder, because you've been in some gnarly situations, right? And it's good to have knowledge and stuff like that, but sometimes we have a little bit too much and we overthink it, and that's definitely where you are, because I found myself like in this reading offering a lot of that kind of analytical stuff here. So you obviously need that, right? And I am with this Queen of Swords getting this, you need to know. Swords is cerebral stuff. It's like you need to know, you need to figure this stuff out, and then you'll feel protected if you figured this stuff out. I get it. You're just analytical type. There's nothing wrong or right about that either. Sometimes it can work against you, but it's working for you as well. I get it, yeah. But yeah, let's see if we can help you out with all of this by giving you the future part of it. So I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for the future. If you're interested in that, what is coming in for you in this relationship, then you might want to join me in there. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. It's 20 Australian dollars, and that's about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of thing. Do type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you won't receive the email. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so do check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment, click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell as well to hear more from me. So if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's do your past, present, and future reading for your love life. Let's see. So past is about, not about your recent past, not about the past of your connection either. It's sometime in the past that has some, maybe long ago past, maybe a past relationship, maybe something that happened to you in childhood. I don't know, we'll see. But something that has something to do with your love life right now. And also, you're present. It's not just about what's going on now. You know what's going on or not going on now. It's about the deeper stuff that's behind that. So let's get into it. Now, if you find that the past and the present part is your story, could be your story, you might want to get the future part of it, which is going to be in a deeper dive. So that's going to be in an extended reading. If you want to know what's coming next, then you can find that out. And so toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get some cards out first, general cards out about what this reading is all about. About the Sentinel, it's about protection, someone being protective towards you or you protecting yourself. Sentinel stands in guard kind of thing. So someone protecting you, someone very protective over you, could be. Got flow and focus. Someone focusing on you and then they don't focus on you. Someone kind of in and out in a way. No, not in and out of your life. It's just someone that seems to focus on you and then seems to focus on something else. Not someone else, something else. So they're there and then they're kind of not. The focus shifts. This is someone that's got kind of balance. Yeah, someone that's got kind of balance, not just focused on relationship, but sometimes focused on relationship. Someone perhaps that is protecting you from something, or very protective of you. Someone that you've dreamed about. Person of your dreams, is it? Well, let's see what this is all about. It definitely seems to be about a person, perhaps in your present or in your future. Let's find out anyway. So tell us, guide, something about flowers past that has something to do with what's going on or not going on in their love life right now. Tell us something about the past of flowers. Has something to do with the love life at the moment. Ooh, the Empress. Let's start. So, the Empress, she is all the queens put together. The Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So, she's the one that's mastered all of these things kind of thing, and she is the Empress. So, she knows what she wants, she knows who she is, she's done a lot of inner work. She feels very high self-esteem, high self-worth, and all of that kind of thing. She's holding her head up high, and she kind of waits for what is right for her to come in. She's not needy at all. In fact, she's built up a lot. She's built up an empire for herself. So very self-loving and all of that kind of stuff. An Empress. And Justice. This is interesting because it feels like recent past this to me. And it's not usually in these readings. It's usually long ago past. But you got Justice here. Still not getting what you truly deserve. Even though you get yourself to this Empress energy, you still didn't get what you deserved. It might have been a shock to you. You might have really felt on top of your game. Really felt like the Empress. You were sure that you were holding that energy. Someone came into your life. You're like, this is it. But I'm getting a negative thing from this, like the justice. There was no justice kind of thing. You didn't get the match to that. You got a lesson instead, hey? So the Empress, tell us the Empress. You're doing a lot of work on yourself and you got yourself to this very high self-esteem kind of a place of knowing yourself and what you deserve. Queen of Cups. And you were open. So predominantly the Queen of Cups, Empress. So but it's still very open, perhaps. So the Empress is all four queens, right? So you've worked on your empowerment a bit and your boundaries a bit, and ones you're taking action a bit kind of thing for yourself. And the Pentacles, you got a bit of stability for yourself, but you were mostly in the Queen of Cups. You had a lot of openness, right? So in the past, you might have been fully Queen of Cups, like open to everyone kind of thing. I'm just here to love and give to everyone, nurture everyone. You hadn't any stability for yourself. You weren't that good at taking action for yourself, and you had no boundaries, right? And so, but so you've added in the other queens, right? But just a little bit, not 25% each. You were Queen of Cups 50%, and then you were, I don't know, maybe Queen of Swords 10%, Queen of Wands 30%, Queen of Pentacles 10%. So you thought you were the Empress and you were kind of holding that energy, but there were signs that you weren't that. The signs that you were being more open. You hadn't built your empire up for yourself yet. You hadn't fully got your stability. You weren't fully taking action for yourself and all of that. Your life wasn't like, success after success for yourself. And didn't have that stability, nor did you have really strong boundaries that you were having to action a lot. Because let's face it, we live in a world where you have to take a lot of action, a lot of no's, a lot of that, especially if you've got really good energy. If you're the Empress, you're attracting a lot of people your way, and the majority of people aren't that good in the world, so we have to say no a lot when we're of that energy. So you're predominantly Queen of Cups, which means that you were still just a little bit too open, a little bit too loving and giving to just anyone that came your way. So your perception. So you perceived yourself as the Empress, and you were kind of right, because you had a bit of the Queens in you. But you had a similar experience than you had before when you were fully Queen of Cups, and you had integrated all the other queens inside of you, didn't you? You had a really similar experience, and that could have been like soul destroying, really. I was going to say a little bit defeating, but no, soul destroying, because you're like, I did all the work and I still had a relationship like I've had in the past. Okay, justice, no justice here. What's the justice? I did all this work. Well, balance is the key, isn't it? Akashic records, wow, fated, it had to be this way. You were close, but you hadn't. We need patience, is what it is. Just because we've just learned something doesn't mean that we're a master at it. We need to be doing something for quite some time. I see it, right? I train Muay Thai all the time, and I recognize it in myself too. Looking back to when I started doing it, people come and they try it, and sometimes they're pretty good. They've got pretty good skills, even though it's their first go. Like, some were surprised. Me and the trainers will go like, wow, first time, really good. And that was kind of me too, and I thought I knew it all. I really did. And that's what we do, is when we start something out and we get a little bit of a taste of it, we think we know way more than we know. But when you have been training a long time, you realize how much you don't know. I'm still being taught new stuff now, and I know how much I don't know, right? But we're human beings, and we always seem to do this. No matter how old we get, no matter how much experience we have of this, we think that we know a lot more, or that we're ready for a lot more than we actually are, right? And that's the case here. Is you had to kind of go through what feels like a repeat relationship, even though you thought you were in the Empress energy already, because you just hadn't given yourself enough time in that Empress energy to get your balance between your queens right and build something up. So it might have been a case where, okay, I'm in the Empress energy. Sure, I haven't got my full stability yet. Sure, I've not got my riches yet. Sure, I'm not taking massive action and all of that kind of thing, but I'm ready for a relationship. So you've opened up into a relationship, bringing someone in that you think is on a par with you. Now, you would have brought an Emperor type person in. Emperor type meaning someone that, with this energy, you would have brought someone in that was kind of, on the face of it, looked like an emperor, looked like they were doing all of these things, but there was no substance behind that. So someone that was kind of showing that they were at that, someone that was in a lot of debt or something like that, but kind of showing that they were wealthy, or someone that seemed to have a lot of all that stuff, maybe not in debt, they've got a lot of stuff, but they didn't have the emotional stuff going on behind it. There would have been a similar imbalance, right? But someone that was showing themselves as the Emperor. And even though you might think, well, that wasn't fair, it wasn't fair, but it's kind of, yes, it was fair. It was actually a match to you. It was balanced. The Justice card. Fated. You needed to see it, that you weren't quite ready yet. You'd not been sitting in it for long enough. What's behind this? It's forgiveness. So forgive that person that came in. I think this is quite recent. Yeah, I think it's quite recent. And so kind of soul destroying after you do that work and you just get a repeat. But it's not really a repeat. It wasn't the same again. It kind of seemed like the same again because you were mostly in the Queen of Cups. Two relationships when you've been fully in the Queen of Cups and no other queens there, right? But it wasn't the same. It was someone that was kind of showing themselves as an emperor but wasn't really an emperor, just as you were showing yourself as an empress but weren't really the empress yet. Not fully balanced anyway. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Like I said, you need more patience with yourself. Right. So you're Empress in training. You got your training wheels on. You're like trainee Empress badge. That's what I just saw in my mind. You're like, trainee, have patience with me. I'm a trainee empress kind of thing. Don't think you're fully ready for the big twin flame relationship and your emperor yet. Don't think it. Lighten up. Go easy on yourself. Keep on down this path. It's like, okay, I'm a trainee empress. I am going to keep on doing that, taking action for myself, building up my empire and all of that kind of stuff. I know you want a romantic relationship, but really, there are times when it's just not time to get into one. Especially if you're going to be an empress. You need to really step into that energy first, probably. So lighten up on yourself. Stop trying to jump ahead to the big relationship, the emperor. It's like, not a very good example, but like a princess thinking that she's ready for a king. Respect and fun. Okay. This relationship wasn't as bad as you might be thinking it was. Sure, it didn't work out. But they were nearly there too. You were nearly there, they were nearly there. It wasn't as bad as you think. So it was a lot of fun, this relationship, and there was mutual respect there. Of course, you would have seen that almost emperor, almost empress energy in each other. Of course, both of you probably thinking that you'd already made it and probably pointing out that the other one hadn't. Is that what was going on? I bet it was. But instead of seeing that they were a mirror to you, seeing that you weren't fully there in the empress energy yet. So this is about a past disappointment. Recent as well, is it what it seems. You thought you'd chosen right this time. You thought you'd chosen your emperor this time. And no. Self-conscious. Oh, but you were self-conscious in this. Yes. Because a part of you deep down knew that you were kind of pretending to be the empress. You weren't fully feeling it and knowing it yet. So there was self-consciousness in you about it too. And Tris, there was something subversive about it. What was this person not really available, or did they have something else going on with someone else? There was something that was held back from you. There was something Tris-like with this. They kept you secret or something like that. There was something that was not quite right about this relationship too. There were other signs there. I don't know what that was. It's going to be different for all of you anyway, so I can't really tap into it. Tell us more about the past then. The feelings between you and this person. Turn on your heart light. It did open your heart back up though, so this might have been like the first relationship that you were in after a period of being single for a while. And express love through gifts. They had plenty to give. They could have had quite a lot of money, and so you thought that that was a sign that they were emperor. And no, it's one of the signs that they could be an emperor. They gave you a lot of gifts, but it wasn't enough, right? They had something lacking in them. Perhaps King of Cups was lacking in them. I don't know. It could be different for all of you. Okay, so what's that got to do with the present? What does that have to do with the present now? What's going on in your love life now? 10 of Wands. Feeling a lot of burden about something. Feeling very burdened about something. You want to hold back, but you also want to being pulled in two directions here. So that's the Chariot, but even more so with the Chariot and the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about holding your energy back. Oh, no, they're about holding your money back. Okay. Okay, you've been burdened. You're headed into a relationship now, or it's just started out, or you're interested in someone, and you're very aware that you need to hold your resources back for some reason. Not show them how much money you've got, or so you're fully the Empress now. You don't want to lead with this. You don't want someone to be attracted to your money, and you also don't want to be a rescuer of them either and offer that up. You want someone that comes in on the par with you. They don't have to have exactly the same amount of money as you or be earning the same amount or anything like that. You just want them to come forward with their money and the resources as much as you do. So you're kind of wanting to hold your possessions or your money, your resources back so that you don't get burdened. But you're also wanting to get into this relationship as well. Something around money. What is that? It's money and resources. You don't want Have you been in relationships before where you've had to look after people, you know, and they're kind of a bit more like your children than a partner? They move into your place, you're paying all the bills, you're doing everything, that kind of thing. That's the burden card. With this one, you don't want that to happen this time. You want to get into this relationship, but you're realizing something that you did in the past and offering too much, and you're kind of holding your purse. Aware that you need to not be super, super generous and give everything away. Protecting yourself, right? The Sentinel. You've got your focus on your dreams sometimes, and you've got the focus on relationships sometimes, and you're protecting yourself and you're protecting what you've got. This reading is about you. Are you ready yet? I don't know. To get into a relationship and keep the self-love and keep that balance and keep your integrity and keep your Empress mode and be in a relationship as well. 10 of Wands, because you've experienced this in the past, this burdensome, you don't want to get back into this again. 9 of Swords, because it was a nightmare. And the High Priestess, intuitively you know, intuitively you know that you are susceptible to this. You're a generous, unconditionally loving person, and you're susceptible to giving too much, and you know that if you do it in a romantic relationship, you can turn what could be a good relationship into an imbalanced relationship. You can turn it on its head. Intuitively, you know that about yourself. You can't change your nature. You're going to be a loving, generous person, right? But you know to hold it back. It's like you would know this in a job too. Like, you know that you would like go above and beyond, and you'd stay late and you'd do all of these things because you're a loving and generous person, right? But you know not to do that in a job, because what they're going to do, they're going to take advantage of you, you're not going to pay you for it, that kind of thing. You'd end up being the doormat, right? And you've done that. This is doormat. 10 of Wands. So you've done that in relationships too. Intuitively, you know yourself. It's like, this is my nature. I don't want to change my nature. I'm awesome, but I need to have rules around myself to hold myself back. You're in rule mode at the moment. And it's because of what you've been through in the past, or you think it is anyway. Perhaps that's a revelation, what I told you about the past thing there, that you were both kind of mirrors of each other. They weren't the Emperor yet, and you weren't the Empress yet. You feel more in the Empress energy to me now, but you're worried. You're worried about your beautiful nature. Queen of Cups. The imbalance. Yes. The loving and giving is the Queen of Cups. You're worried that that's going to happen again because your Queen of Cups always wants to preside. That loving nature always wants to preside. So you're having to have strict rules for yourself around this so that you don't burden yourself in relationships. So you guys, you're thinking about this a lot. Very aware of yourselves. Hi. Movement into balance, a new day. Because you want this to be good this time. You want this to be a new experience. You don't want more of the same. Hey. You don't want more of the same. So you want this to be a new day, new experience, movement into balance. You want it to be balanced this time. So you're being very conscious about moving forward here. You want to go for this, but you know to hold your resources back. So you've got rules for yourself. What is this? The 5 of Wands. Don't want it to be competitive. You want it to be this passionate new start though. Right. You don't want it to be competitive. Yeah, Emperor and Empress, it could be competitive, right? No, you seem to have met someone or have someone in your sights that is a really good match to you here. For you to be thinking about these things. Ace of Wands is great. That's what you want. It's this start, this passionate start. And that does appear what you seem to be having as well. But there is an element of competition in it which might be worrying you. How can the Empress be with the Emperor, you know, without that? 2 very strong characters. How does that work? What are the dynamics that would make that work? So that both still feel fully empowered but can receive from each other as well, you know? Something's got to change, yeah. You're realizing that. You're in a period of flux at the moment. You're thinking like, how can I navigate this relationship? Because I want to do it differently this time. I don't want to wreck it. I don't want to take the burdens on. Nor do I want them to take the burdens on. I want to keep it in balance. how to go about this and get that balance right. Well, I think you're just going to have to go into it and keep conscious about it. Feel your way. High Priestess feels a way, right? You just have to be present in the moment and feel your way. You can feel when things get imbalanced. You start feeling a bit of a drain. You start feeling like put upon. You start feeling like you are, do you feel like you're receiving too much? You'll feel it when it goes the other way. And I think that's what you've got to watch out for with this Queen of Cups nature, right? Is when it goes that other way. But you're wondering, like, well, if I step into my power too much, then am I being in my masculine too much? And, oh, well, it's tricky. I'm not sure I've got the answers for you there, but you just have to be in the moment and keep on reaching for that balance and keep on feeling what you're feeling, in that moment. Acceptance is a key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Are you fully the Empress yet? Are we ever fully the Empress yet? Or are we always a work in progress? Is there always somewhere to go? Can you be an Empress in training and get into a relationship? Perhaps that's part of the training. It obviously is. Can you accept where you're at the moment? You don't have to pretend to fully be the Empress yet. You don't have to fully be the Empress yet. You can keep on learning how to be a better and better Empress. Look inside yourself. Examine what's causing you to feel this way. What is causing you to feel this way? There's a kind of I need to manage this feeling. What is causing you to feel that way that you need to manage it? Chicken cat looks so cute. Anyway, what's causing you to feel this way? Look inside of yourself. Like I said, you need to be in the moment and then feel those fluctuations as you're moving into this. I think there's a fear inside of you of getting this wrong. Like, that's that competitive thing. It's like, this is not a competition. Can we get relationships wrong? Well, we can mess them up, but is that really getting it wrong? Or are we always in relationship back and forth? The energy going back and forth and that balance, or getting in balance. We just need to be in the moment and be in it, I think. What else? What's coming in for flowers in the future? No, not future. This is now. Present. I'm getting tired. Present. Unleash your kindest self. You see, there you are, Queen of Cups. It's your true nature. Hi, you've got a lot of Queen of Cups in you, and you can. How can you unleash your kindest self, that nurturing self, and be the open Queen of Cups without it working against you? That is your challenge. That's like your spiritual quest at the moment. Like I said, I've got no answers apart from be in the moment and be attuned to yourself. You need to feel when it gets imbalanced. You need to feel what balance feels like and then feel the imbalance so that you feel and stay paying attention to how you feel so that you feel the imbalance as soon as you can. That's the trick, right? As soon as you can. You're full of self-love at the moment. So you've switched your Queen of Cups on for yourself, which is a wonderful thing because so many Queen of Cups don't do that. They're loving and nurturing everyone else, letting all kinds of people in, loving all kinds of people, and none not doing it for themselves. But you're doing that for yourself, so you've got yourself to a high level of self-care and self-love. And be patient. Be patient with this. Be patient with yourself. You are Empress in training, and it's unfolding. It's unfolding. You are unfolding your version of Empress, because we'll all be different kinds of Empress. Of course, you're very Queen of Cupsy kind of an Empress. Time for you to receive and enjoy life. It is, isn't it? Oh my God, it is. That's what I was getting from the Justice card. It's like, it's time. You know it is. You know deep down it's time for you to enjoy life and to receive now. You've given so much. And you're like, I know. And now I need to manage this and manage myself so that I can. You're a manifester, hey? You are. You'll do it. But you're not necessarily there yet, but you can get yourself there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a process. Well, you've got to practice. That's all it is. It's like saying, how can I be like the world champion? Right. Well, you just got to keep on practicing, and you got to keep on fighting, and you got to keep training. It's the only way. You're not an Empress in training because there's something wrong. You're in training. Look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize, and your heart strength is something. It really is something. You got that special thing. You see, the heart of matter is your heart strength. It is your strength, your heart. So stop turning your Queen of Cups against you. Stop making the Queen of Cups wrong. Queen of Cups hasn't been wrong, but she's been predominant, and you know that when she's predominant, it can work against you, right? It's all about balance. It's always about balance. That's always the answer. Balance is always the answer. I swear, it's always the answer, apart from when it's self-love, and that is balance too. Keep going, Empress, because you've got this. Have patience with yourself. Know that you are still in training, and training means just that. There isn't an end result. You will always be practicing, a practicing Empress. Who are you? I'm a practicing Empress. Yeah? It's like anything. We never reach there. We've got to be practicing it. We've got to be in every moment. And you're on that path now to being the Empress in every moment. So, if you want to know what's coming in for you, if that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, and you want to know what's coming in for your flowers, Empresses, then you can join me in that deeper dive, that extended reading. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box below. I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for the future. So what's coming in for you? It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so do check those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. If this is where you leave me, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video and click on that subscribe button with that notification bell as well. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. If you chose the shell, and this one's for you, shells, let's do your past, present, and future reading for your love life. Now, in this video, it will be the past and the present part of it. The past being not the recent past, not the past of your current squeeze, your current bow, but sometime in the past, perhaps long ago, that has something to do with your love life right now. So it could be a past, could be, I don't know, it could be a childhood thing, it could be something that you went through at work, it could be a past relationship, probably more likely to be about that. And the present part of it, of course, not just what's going on or what not going on at the moment, the deeper stuff behind that. And then if that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, you might want to get the deeper dive for the future part of it, where I will be going into what's coming in for you with possible timelines as well for that. So if you're interested in that deeper dive, then toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get you some general cards out first about what this reading is all about. We have willing entanglement and follow the sign. So two people being led forward toward each other, willingly getting entangled with each other, even though it might not be clean cut, easygoing, all easy flowing and all of that kind of thing. You're still getting into it anyway. The signs are there. This seems to be a connection where there seems to be some kind of, not contraindications, just complications around it, which kind of suggests that it's just kind of real life, really usual, life kind of stuff. But you're both getting willingly into it anyway. No victims here. Tending the garden, but there's some things to put in place first. Some things to sort out first. Tending the garden, getting ready for it. You're both getting ready for it. Or maybe this reading and what's going to come up in this reading is something about you getting ready for it. Choose wisely. It's a wise choice for you. And perhaps you're just getting to that point in your life now where you're making good decisions for the first time in relationships. You and me both. Okay, so tell us about, guides, tell us about something in Shell's past that has something to do with what's going on in the love life at the moment. Oh, take them together as told. So the Eight of Wands is about communication. The Three of Cups is about a reunion. This is someone coming back in. This is someone from your past. At some point in your past, a time in your past when someone from even further past than that got in touch with you about a possible reunite kind of thing. So this was someone that either you were in a relationship with, or a missed opportunity or something like that. They came back around again, perhaps 1 or 2 years later or something like that, or perhaps many years later, and were suggesting or seemed to be steering toward, the conversation steered towards perhaps getting back together. Perhaps we were right for each other after all. What else? So this is like part 2 of a certain story that you got going on in your life here, with perhaps an ex. I don't know whether you ever got together with this person. Let's see. The Hermit. Both of you were single. Both of you kind of doing your own thing and living your own lives. You've gone in separate ways from this person. Perhaps lost touch for a long time with them. Tell us why the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Wands is here. Page of Wands. They got in touch with you. So they got in touch with you, perhaps with a bit of passion there, saying that they missed you or something like that. As I said, I'm getting that it could have been after a long time of no getting in touch. So they kind of passionately, excitedly got in touch with you, and it was really nice to talk to them again. It feels like the kind of connection that if you had been together before and you'd had a breakup, enough time, like enough water had gone under the bridge for you to be genuinely kind of excited to hear from them, and like inquisitive, like, what are you doing now? Oh my God, it's been so long since I've seen you. Did you ever get married? Have you had kids? That kind of thing. It put you in your feminine energy. Put you in your feminine energy, so you're very open and receptive to them, which makes it think if it was an ex, then it was someone from a long time before. This itself might have been a long time ago as well that I'm talking about. So you're both doing your own thing, both single, perhaps both searching as well. The Hermit. I'm getting like a happy conversation that happened between you. Why is the Hermit card here? 10 of Wands. You both perhaps had put down some burdens. They approached you because they were by themselves now, single. They could have been thinking about you. This could have been like your first relationship, your first boyfriend, your first girlfriend, getting in touch with you after a long time. You've popped back in the head because they're newly single. They've put some burdens down, so they've let go of perhaps a big relationship or a marriage or something at the time. They've thought about you, because we think about our exes when we're going through stuff like that, right? And you were the first love, is what it seems. I think we're talking first love. And perhaps you both came into each other's awareness because you'd done this as well. You were single and doing your own thing, and kind of really happy to speak to them. So what's the deal here? What's this got to do with what's going on at the moment with your love life? Like usually there's a story here, like you broke up for some reason or something like that. No, it's like you're like being creative together. You might have like find out that you were doing similar things to each other or into similar things. I don't know. I'm just getting that you had a conversation and it was very rich and it really enjoyed it. Enjoyed finding out what was going on with them. Very heart opening kind of thing. Nice, isn't it, when we've got over breakups and stuff like that, and we can just be like generally inquisitive about what's going on with someone. That creativity card, though, it might seem you might have wanted to make something of it. You know, you might have thought, maybe we were right for each other after all. Maybe this is my person coming back in, my true person. Maybe you both thought that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get some more cards out. Tell us about this. Yeah, freedom. Both feeling free. Both free of things from the past when you were together or when you knew each other before. That were going on then. So a fair amount of healing had been done. I think you might have been asking yourself at this point in the past if you should actually get back together with each other. There will have been a familiarity and between you, of course, a catching up kind of thing from a new Excuse me. What was that? I sneezed and the phone rang at the same time and then it stopped. I don't know. Anyway. Excuse me. So a familiarity between you and a very openness kind of thing. Yeah, you might have been thinking maybe I should get back together with this person. Perhaps you were both thinking that. Calling me. And both free to as well. Clearing your mind. It's almost like you were clearing, both of you, in your lives, like at a turning point, and you both think of each other, or no, they got in touch with you. They thought of you when they came in. I don't know whether you've been thinking of them. So you came to this clearing in your mind, in your life. No, you're both at a clearing kind of thing. Both at this hermit, this I'm available. Turning points in your lives where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing next. This putting these burdens down, this end of a job or a relationship or something like that, and possibilities. Full moon in Libra, it could be in Libra. Find a balance. So both of you had got to this like balanced place. It seems like an option. It seemed like an option to get back together is what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling from it. Did you get back together? I don't know. Tell us more. Or just were you considering, but you had guided hearts? Yeah, you were daydreaming about it. Like, what if? I wonder if you ever talked about getting back together. But yeah, your heart was guided. Perhaps then, when you thought about it, you remembered about, what actually went wrong in that relationship. Beauty. You remembered all the good things about them, and good looking too. Which helps, doesn't it, hey? They're easy on the eyes. So they were easy on the eyes, huh? Drought, and you didn't have anyone around at the time, and you're thinking, what the hell? Maybe I should just go for this. Did you? Did you go for it? I don't know if you did. Just not telling me if you did. I guess it'll be different for all of you, but let me know in the comments below. Did you go for this? Did you get back together with them? Did you try? Choose love. And so you were like, there is love between us. There obviously is. I can feel it. There's love there. Whether it's like we should get back together kind of love, though, is another thing. It's more like healed and we can be civil with each other kind of love is what it feels like. Just ask for help. Maybe you thought you could help each other and support each other. It's certainly different. There's a different energy than when you were together in the first time around. Did you go for it? I don't know. But anyway, what's going on in your love life at the moment has got something to do with all of that. Why? Let's find out why. You're at a crossroads right now. Says the Two of Wands. But you're kind of guarded. You're kind of guarded because of past trauma. I don't know what went down with that last thing, but did it bring up more trauma again? Did you try and go for it and then it re-traumatized you or something like that? Or you remembered the trauma? I don't know, something like that. You're at a crossroads at the moment though, but past trauma is kind of having you a little bit guarded still. You're at a massive crossroads at the moment. There's a big change going on in your life right now. The death of the old you, a whole new chapter starting, a rebirth of you. You're at a significant changing point in your life right now. That's the connection. That's what I was getting from this Hermit card and the Ten of Wands there. You're both at a turning point in your life. You might perhaps at the moment be thinking like, I'm of that energy where the ex comes back. You might be expecting them to come back around again. But you're in that kind of turn the page, new chapter kind of thing. When you see in the book, there's white space and they've got that twilly line or whatever you call that thing, and you know it's the end of the chapter, and when you turn the page, it's going to be a new chapter. You're in that blank space between, and you're like, this is when that magic happens. An ex could come back in or something like that. You're in a very similar energy than you were when that person got in touch, which means that you're open to something new now. You're open to this new beginning. So 2 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. You are a bit guarded though. 2 of Wands and the 9 of Wands from past hurts and stuff. So you're at a crossroads right now. A choice to make, of action to take. You're the Queen of Cups. You're open and receptive. Akashic records. But just to what's divinely right for you. You're open to what's divinely right for you. Akashic records. Very particular about what it is that you want now. You're only open to that. Only open to what is right for you now. Now you might have a real good idea of what's right for you right now. You're guarded to all the other stuff. So you might have given this person a go in the past and it didn't work out again, or you quickly found that it wouldn't work. You are so ready for this new day. I think you're very clear. And I think this person in the past, and that kind of rerun possibility, or whether you did it or not, has kind of gave you some kind of clarity of, it was almost like an invitation. Do you want to go backwards? But not really backwards. Do you want to take this? You had an opportunity, perhaps given to you by the universe and by this person. Do you want to take this old situation and work on that again? Or do you want completely new? And I think that that has come up in this reading because you're at the same situation again. I think you got the choice. The 2 of Wands is about 2 people. Or you're very much about to have that choice round about now. Do you want a new person, or an old person might come in now saying, do you want to try this one again and work with this? The choice is really yours. I'm not getting that there's a problem with either way. As I don't think there was with that either. I think you could have picked that relationship back up and built on that and grown further from that. And I think you can with either of these options now. It seems to me like Queen of Cups, you're open to what's right for you either way. Now, death, something has ended in your life that puts you in this end of chapter kind of thing. You've walked away from something. You've got no emotional attachment to something now. This could be, sorry about that. Okay, it's my coconut oil arriving. There's a guy on the island and he makes coconut oil and he's bringing me at least a bottle of it. So, death, 8 of Cups. Something significant ending in your life. Some emotional attachment that you've had, you're breaking away from it now. So it does feel like you are ready to open up now to what is right for you, to your justice, right? Yeah, to your justice. So you're ready for the right thing. Now, whether you know what that right thing is or not, it seems to me like you're open and you're saying to the universe, bring the right one in for me now, you know? There's a very spiritual kind of a readiness here that I'm picking up from you guys. What's behind this is ascension, because you raise your vibration. You're trusting the universe here, and you've let go. You've really let go of something. It could be let go of control, that kind of thing. You could have been like manifestation queen before, and then you're like, well, I don't know what's best for me. I can manifest things, but I don't know what's best for me. And now there's this kind of openness, like, okay, universe, you know what's best for me. You know what it is that truly want in my heart better than I do. I'm taking leaving you the reins now. I can manifest whatever I want, but you've got more wisdom than me of what's best for me. It's like, bring it in then. Akashic records, bring it in. So you might be like getting readings and stuff like that while you're watching this. But you might be getting readings as well for more specifics on you, on what's coming in for you. There's a definite feeling that you are ready. You're open, you're ready. You've let go of attachments. You're completely single. You are just like, okay, I am ready. Bring it on. I'm ready for my next chapter now. A message for you. Here you go. Here you got someone coming in. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Now, I think you could have a few people. Once you're in this energy, all of the people that have a heart connection with you, they're going to be thinking about you. And I think you could be bringing a lot of people in right now. Look, she even looks like she's got these cords, etheric cords attached to her here. She even looks like it. He's going to be arriving soon, so we might get disturbed by him. Sorry about that. So you might be getting a few people getting in touch with you, perhaps this person from the past as well. Forgive the ones that aren't right for you. go deeper, go for the deepest one, right? There's a deep connection that's coming in. It might be the new one. We'll see if we get some clues about that for you. Well, we should find out in the deeper dive what's coming in. You should be able to piece it together from that anyway. Go for the deepest one. So if you already got them showing up at the moment with this energy, you got exes showing up, all kinds of people, and new, ask yourself which is the deepest, which is the soul connection kind of thing. You should be able to feel it. The one that you feel magnetically drawn to, you know, not just attracted to with the mind, sexually and all of that. The one that, oh, I was sure that one's flipped over then. The one that your soul seems to yearn for. There it is. Security. How interesting. Security. To me, the past might make you feel more secure than the new. But even so, you need to listen to your heart of which one makes you feel more secure. Not because you're insecure. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing it because you're insecure, then you don't listen to that security. But if you're secure in yourself, then you listen to how secure you feel with someone. Does that make sense? It's always about balance, you know. If you tell everyone, oh, just go for the one that makes you feel more secure, then you're going to have a load of insecure people reaching for the wrong person, right? But if you are secure in yourself, then listen to that. It's confusion about codependency here. So you've had a codependent past and that's making you confused. You're like, oh, I don't know which to choose. I don't know which to choose. That's why you want the universe to choose for you, of course. I'm scared of choosing the codependent thing. Am I trying to rescue them? This is the questions you're asking. Am I attracted to them because I want to rescue them? Is it because they've got something wrong with them and I like helping people? You know, you'll be asking yourself all kinds of questions like that. So this is going to be a tricky pick for you. And I don't think the universe is going to help you out much with it, because I think you're going to be very attractive. Yeah, very attractive at the moment, even to the point of causing jealousy amongst people around you as well. Perhaps friends being jealous of all of the attention that you're getting. And you might be like, but I don't want all this attention. I just want the right one's attention, you know. But there's a feeling of unwanted as well. So even if you're getting a lot of attention, it might not be the right attention that you really want. Just wait it out. Stay in that magnet. Don't switch off your magnet just because you're not getting the right ones in. Just let that magnet work until it brings the right in. You know, you switch that magnet on, that electric magnet, there's going to be cans and all, you know, paper clips and all kinds of things attracted to it, things that you don't want, until that right thing gets attracted to it. So keep going, keep your heart open and keep going. You're very attractive at the moment with this kind of an energy. Keep on asking the universe to bring them in, but don't get discouraged and switch that magnet off based on what does come in. Just know you got your magnet on, so it's going to be bringing all sorts towards you, right? Tell us more. Let's see if we can do this before Coconut Man arrives. We got like attracts like. Oh, you love it. Someone wants you too. Like attracts like. Keep your magnet on. Like is attracting like. And be willing to express love. Just keep your heart open and wait for that right one. The one that you've got that soul connection with. The one that makes you feel secure. Keep on bringing them in. Don't tell your friends about it. Don't bother about this jealousy or don't feel unwanted. Just keep on letting them come and know that the universe in one of them is going to bring the right one to you. How exciting. Well, let's find out where this is headed in the future. This sounds like it is your story. Could be a story. You might want to get that deeper dive to find out what's coming in the future. Oh, how exciting. And so if you want that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. So check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there, leave a comment, click on that subscribe button. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly after I've got the coconut oil from the Coconut Man.